Hello and welcome to the Huddle, the show that takes you behind the scenes, that gives you exclusive content about the greatest rugby club in the world, Saracens. I am your host, Hal Cruttenden. This week we're going to be looking ahead to the men's semi-final against Harlequins on Saturday, and we're also going to be celebrating the women's triumph in the Allianz Premier 15s last Friday. Yeah, we've got the trophy here because they love us so much. They gave it to me. They didn't, but that's on loan. And if you saw that game, it was amazing. If you did you see Tony Rowe's face? It was beautiful. I mean, the face wasn't beautiful, but the moment was beautiful. Anyway, it's time for me to introduce my co-host, sort of my rugby psychotherapist, to get me through the celebrations, but also the slight trauma of this week. It's Steve Cummins.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm not sleeping that well. How are you doing, Steve?
A very, very restless night last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's getting closer, isn't it?
It is.
Getting closer.
I've never been so wired for a game.
Yeah. I think, was it 2014 we played them at a semi-final here? Really hot day, close match, and I remember the euphoria of just getting the job done and getting over the line and queuing round to the ticket office to get our final tickets. And I keep getting those flashbacks, I keep getting those memories coming back. And yeah, I'm excited, I'm really looking forward to it. And I've got confidence in the lads that will get the job done. Yeah. 2 more matches this season, 2 more games.
Exactly. I think, do you know what, I never say this, but actually this is a game where I think I would quite like to be a player. Because you know if you're playing, you wouldn't be going, you would just be constantly having things to go through. And
I think all the people that we've ever spoken to on the Huddle, they've given us that air of confidence and control because they know what they're doing all through the week. They're training, they're running their plays, they're doing whatever they need to do. They're more confident than we are. We're just sitting idly by thinking of all the reasons why. Is my lucky shirt clean?
Exactly.
Which trainers do I wear?
Well, I'm doing the thing, because I keep getting too tense about games, I'm not going to drink until the end of the game. That's going to be quite difficult. Because I refuse to deliberately try and take the edge off it and just go like that. I'm going to
You're just going to live for the moment. You're going to enjoy it for what it is.
And also so I don't get embarrassed and fall over. Anyway, looking back, it's not been the perfect warm-up with the game against Gloucester. I don't want to be too sort of apologetic, but I don't think any individual played badly. I think Elliot Abatayimbo had a really good game. I think people like Toby Knight played well. Yeah. Theo Dan, who I've not seen before, came on and was like, you know.
I've seen Theo come through the academy. It's interesting. There's been a lot of social media chatter about Sarries through the game. Sarries sent a weakened team. They should be punished. Same old Sarries. We earned the right to play the team that we wanted to play. We had 23 Saracens pulling the shirt on, giving their all. It wasn't enough on the day, but ultimately the only thing that affected was our league position, whether or not we could have gone top, and Leicester beat Wasps anyway.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's irrelevant. But for me, the biggest thing is these guys are Saracens. It's a squad game. They are squad players. They're good enough.
Exactly. Well, to me, it wasn't particularly about quality of the players. It was actually they weren't used to play. There was a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of nearly getting near the line and then a drop pass and then giving away a penalty. So it was actually the cohesion that was missing rather than going, there's not the same level of talent. Because there's loads of talent
atmosphere, exactly. And an atmosphere like Gloucester on a Saturday afternoon, they're relentless. They're not going to give you an inch. They're not going to be, unlucky. That was your first day, is it? Okay,
exactly.
I get why you do.
That's why we're a little bit nicer at Sarries. We're not going to taunt a team that we're thrashing in a way that maybe some Gloucester players. But I like Leicester, by the way, as a team. I don't want to judge them, but I think it was quite cruel of Leicester to go fully loaded against Wasps, who were trying to make sure they made the top 8 and should be in the top 8 for Heineken's Cup. I don't want to be controversial here. No. I thought Leicester were cruel. I think they should have played a slightly less.
Yeah, it's interesting, wasn't it? I mean, I think when all of the fixtures, all of the team selections came out on Friday, you could see very clear, defined strategies from the directors of rugby. Are you building momentum? Have you got a 7th or an 8th place to play for? Which is just as important. European rugby is so important to Wasps next year. Do you want to finish above your local rival? And I think we were the only ones that really were in that kind of fairly neutral position where it wasn't the end of the world either way. You absolutely would have seen a different team if a home semi-final had been on the line. And you know, as you say, they're all good enough. They're fantastic players that we will see an awful lot of in the years to come. There was the odd error, sure. I think maybe Max and Duncan might be names that we'll see again this weekend. But there were 14 players that one could argue would be some of the first names on the team list were sat at home or in the stands watching the game, that are uninjured, that are rested, that are absolutely chomping at the bit for Saturday. And I think as a director of rugby, that's the right you have to select your team accordingly.
Exactly. Well, I hope it. I think it'll pay off as a tactic. Of course it will. In Mark, we trust.
Absolutely.
I can't call him Smalley because I just think that's an offensive nickname.
Yeah.
But what about going on to now the women's final?
Yeah.
Saracen, you didn't see it live?
I didn't watch it live. No, unfortunately, in some bad planning, 21 years ago, Hannah arrived. So we were out in London celebrating her 21st, and just got onto the underground at some of the key points of the second half. But I was furiously refreshing Twitter, and then I managed to watch the game the next day. Yeah. And just what an impressive group of women they are.
Well, I was messaging you about it. It seemed to me it properly was a final, because it seemed like the intensity was higher than I've ever seen in any women's game. The hits were massive.
I know it's cliched.
The game was sort of changed. It was Exeter attacking, and Sarah McKenna tackled, and you're just seeing the hits are getting really tough in women's rugby.
Yeah, I know they often say, test match intensity and what have you. That absolutely was hammer and tongs. That Saracen side, I think, probably now would be in a position to beat some international women's sides. I think they've genuinely come that far under Alex's tutelage, and the togetherness and the spirit is phenomenal. Let's not take anything away from Exeter. They've been a club for 2 years.
Yeah.
They had to bring in a lot of their talent in order to fulfil their fixtures, and now they will start to build behind that. So I think the next 2 or 3 years will be really interesting for Exeter. And Poppy alluded to it there, didn't she, when she said this squad won't be together. There's Marley doing what Marley does.
If I was a soldier in a First World War trench, I would want Marley Packer as my commanding officer. Just look, she's got that. She's just like
extraordinary.
She was amazing in this game, and I was writing little notes. I was doing this thing for BT Sport where I was having to know things about the game, and I'm writing little notes on it, and I was going, oh my God, Marley Packer's just the best player in the world. And she's like a friend of ours, isn't she? She's a friend of the show. I don't want to name drop her again. But she's possibly the best women's rugby player in the world.
I think absolutely. And it was Mo Hunt and Kat Marchant that were doing the co-coms on the feed that I was watching. And they were talking about how nice she is and this and that and the other, and what a wonderful person she is, as well as such an immense player. And for those of you that haven't had the privilege of her company, to watch that interview at the end, where the interviewer reeled off her achievements this season and her nominations, and just to see she just lost it. And that showed a different side to her. Exactly how professional she is, exactly how much she cares, but deep down, she's a human like the rest of us, and I think that was the point where it all kind of flooded over her, and she realised what an awesome season she's had.
It made me think of like somebody like reaching Everest, and suddenly they looked down because they went, look, you've been this, you've done this, you've done that, you've done that. Yeah. And she just went,
yeah, that's it. Just a full analysis of what a season it's been. And
exactly. And with the fact that you can sometimes hear with the smaller crowds, I mean, it's still a good crowd, wasn't it? With
about 3,500, yeah.
But you can still can hear the shouting on the field.
Yeah.
She's got the best swears, hasn't she? She's always saying the most. I'm not going to repeat it, but like hit it and stuff. She's just brilliant.
Do you think this is why perhaps women's rugby isn't on TV as much as possible?
Yeah, it's just
because
too
the commentary
rude.
Would just be a basic stream of apologies for the language you may have picked up on the ref's mic.
I think she eclipsed Poppy Cleal for verbal abuse of teammates going, come on. But they were all brilliant.
Yeah.
Aleph Kelter, brilliant.
Yeah, hard to single any of them out, isn't it?
Yeah,
what a great team.
Without Zoe Harrison, they've still got Holly Aitchison comes in and plays brilliantly at 10.
Yeah.
Anyway, all of them fantastic and incredibly well done. Thanks very much for the trophy. Taking it home with me. And brilliant stuff. So congratulations to it. And also something to hold on to. I'm not saying anything's going to go wrong in the next 10 days, but I'm just saying the women have already stormed it in the Allianz Premier 50s.
Yeah.
And even if the men do go and win the Premiership, they're not going to win in that sort of style.
Well,
that is such domination. No, the women's team are so much better than anybody else.
Certainly
in that
on
league,
the Queen's semi-final and the final were incredibly dominant performances. I think you're absolutely right. We will be lucky to see such domination in the next couple of weeks from anybody. from any four of the semi-finalists.
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very close.
Yeah.
Anyway, now it's time for Stonex Shorts. What are you guilty of? Eating rubbish? Being a princess? That's me. Drunk dancing? Or simply dreadful chat? That's Steve. Check out this episode's Stonex Shorts where our Saracens men and women's teams reveal all. Baz Barrington, over to you.
Guilty of ordering Deliveroo too much.
I'm guilty of not being present sometimes, being in the room but not being present because my mind's somewhere else.
I am guilty of being a drama queen, like badly. If you ask most of my friends, I'm quite a large drama queen.
Eating too much rubbish, dairy milk being a particular favourite of mine there.
Eating too much peanut butter.
Just trying too hard. Being such a good person.
Being a princess all the time. Basically complaining all the time, that's all I do.
I have dreadful chat. And I am guilty of that.
Giving away penalties on the field, being Aggie, being in the middle of a tussle.
I don't want to say that on camera, Zoe. Eating with my fingers all the time, yeah.
Having a dance when I've had a drink.
Having lovely hair.
Now it's time for the club news segment, The Front Row. First up, as the 2021-22 season comes to its finale, we know you're all looking towards next season and wondering what's the latest with the Sarries seasonal memberships. To update, for all current men's seasonal members, check your email in June, where we'll be sending out all the information you need to confirm your booking, renew or move your seat. This is the chance to get away from those people that annoy you all year. I would never move because I love the people around me. Now, for new members, head to saracens.com to register your interest. We'll then be in touch in early July once all unrenewed seats are released for general sale. Thank you for your patience. Now, semi-final plans as well. The countdown is well and truly on for the semi-final, our biggest game of the season. The Gallagher Premiership home semi-final takes place this Saturday. If you didn't know, 1:30 p.m, earlier kick-off than usual here at Stonex Stadium. It's now been confirmed, of course, we'll be taking on our London rivals Harlequins for this big clash, and we're counting on everybody to turn Stonex red and black. As you can imagine, there's been this is being a highly popular game, meaning very few tickets remain. But if you are still interested in tickets for the game, I know a dodgy geezer named Gary. No, I don't know. Head to saracens.com to register your interest and we'll let you know if tickets do become available. For all those who are joining us on Saturday, be sure to get down early. We'll be encouraging all fans to join us for a guard of honour at the northeast corner just before 12 p.m. when the team arrives. So come on down early to join the fun. Are you going to, Steve?
Well, if the bar's open, there's a strong possibility.
I mean, if people get there really early, I'm going to try and walk through the Guard of Honour and get something for me.
Lead the way.
Yeah, that'd be finally, the NBN Captain's Lunch, 17th of June. If we can possibly dare to look beyond Saturday, here's your reminder of the biggest sporting speaking event of the summer, with a few tables remaining. The Captain's Lunch is taking place on Friday, the 17th of June, 12 till 4 p.m. at the Brewery in central London. That's so nuts. It's 12 to 4, starting drinking on a Friday and then heading into the evening.
It's going to carry on,
ruin
isn't it?
Saturday. But it's a stellar lineup. Martin Johnson, Mike Tyndall, Alistair Cook and Michael Vaughan are all confirmed. So head to www.mbnpromotions.co.uk to find out more and secure your ticket. Imagine, it's an opportunity to get Mike Tyndall drunk and get some gossip on the Royals. See you there. Right, well, we've already spoken about the fantastic women's performance to win the Allianz Premier 15s on Friday, and now it's time to speak to the mastermind of that victory, the women's coach, Alex Austerberry. Alex, I've nearly knocked the trophy over there. Alex,
Hi, Alex.
Have you come down yet from the high of last Friday?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I mean, it was an amazing day. I thought we were outstanding. The buzz, the energy, and just some of the celebration scenes on Friday and into the early hours of Saturday morning were outstanding. So yeah, nice and relaxed now. But yeah, they'll remain with me for a lifetime.
Brilliant. And how good did it feel to really see those plans come together? A lot of the girls have spoken about last year's final and how they felt that went, but that dominant performance against Quins in the home semi-final and carrying that momentum on against Exeter, I mean that's got to be pleasing as a coach, isn't it?
Until you give yourself a bit of time to then kind of reflect on that. I couldn't think of a better way to win the playoff and the league ultimately. We finished the league top and we won that before the Six Nations, which was fantastic. We talked about taking care of business. Obviously had that little wobble when we came back from Six Nations. But if you look at, we beat a very good Quins side, reigning champions at home, and played very well for 70 minutes. And then to back up that performance in a final with an even better one, everyone was. It was hard for me to say, who was the best player on the day. I thought they were all outstanding. So to win it in that manner, I always say, we talk about performance, that will take care of results, but ultimately knockout rugby, you don't really care about your performance as long as you get the result. But we got the performance, we got the result. It was a fantastic couple of games, and fair credit to all the players and to all the staff that made that possible. A lot of hard work behind the scenes, and it's very, very rare that you see it come to fruition. So
I thought
fantastic.
I mean, in my opinion, I was watching it and I was making notes of it, and I think it's possibly the most complete Sarries performance from any team that I can remember last, because it was a final, and I was relaxed by half time. I was going, we've got this, and everybody was fantastic. I mean, Marley Packer was amazing, obviously, but all through the team there were just great performances. Alicia Corrigan's try,
extraordinary.
I thought it was, and in terms of the celebrations, I mean, how bad did it get? Where did you end up?
We kept it local. We were in St Albans, and then that a wonderful night spot of Vida was where we went after the beach house. But I think for me, the real special bits were that we were in the change rooms afterwards. It turned into a bit of a water park in there in terms of how much booze was on the floor. But it was just they're the memories that will last a long time. The hugs, the emotion, and then a little bit of an incident with an air conditioning unit, but we'll keep that a bit quiet.
We've actually got the trophy here with us, Alex, and needless to say, it certainly looks like it's seen better days. Thankfully, it can't tell its own story, but I don't know what was poured in it, but goodness me, it needs a clean up.
At least it's not, because there's a couple of passes that were a little bit wayward with that trophy, but someone else did all right there. But it was fantastic.
It's looking in pretty good shape so far.
Can I ask, I mean, we've obviously got the men have got, the semi-final on Saturday. Are you looking forward to seeing if they can emulate your success? I mean, do you ever wind up Mark McCall? Do you send him a text going, follow that? Or is that really dangerous, stupid thing to do?
I think, one, it's, I think it's just fantastic. Mark and Phil were all there at, post-game, and they've been there for us, bouncing off ideas, managing periods where we're without our internationals and when we've qualified for things, so absolutely fantastic. So I don't think I've quite got the guts to send a message like that, and I think it'd be a little bit because they've helped us immensely, and they've in recent years they've shown us what it's like to be perennially successful and back it up, and that's hopefully we're adding to that across the ethos of the club as well. But I mean, I fully expect them to put in a fantastic performance against Quins, and hopefully we can make it a double of semi-final victories against them.
Yeah, certainly set the blueprint, haven't you? Home semi-final, reigning champions, Harlequins, go on to win the trophy. You've laid it all out there. That's the blueprint. That's what we need to follow.
I'm sure they've got a few additional plans as well. I'm looking forward to watching what will be a great game, and Saracens hopefully pushing again to that final, which for everyone to.
Brilliant. Sorry, your connection's been a bit dodgy, so we are going to go, Alex. Sorry, it's fine. We've got all we wanted from you. It's fantastic, and just to be able to say, I can't really bow down to it, can I?
Huge respect.
But huge respect to everybody. They are such legends and incredibly well done. Thank you for joining us today. It's great to see you.
Yeah, and thank you to all the fans who give us the support, the final and in lead up to it. It was absolutely fantastic. A wall of noise wherever we were. So a great credit to you, and thank you for everything. Things like this aren't possible without the help of everyone and the support of the fans. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing you and all the special treats in store for Saturday.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Alex.
Enjoy your week off.
Oh, God, it's quite moving, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Things like that, when you just speak to him and it's all sort of quite humble at the end. It's very Sarries, that, isn't it? He's achieved an amazing thing, and I kept wanting to say this is one of the best teams I've ever seen. And he's just,
I jokingly said that's the face of a man who's achieved his objective for the season, and in a way you can see there was a moment during the game where he kind of, I think the penny dropped that we've got this, and he let that little slip of emotion. And now I hope he takes that time to recharge, think about what next season's going to bring. They'll be testing themselves, they'll be pushing themselves on, there'll be new faces coming through the squad to light up pitches up and down the country. So yeah, I'm excited.
It's the problem of success, isn't it? Though it just brings expectation.
Yeah.
So anyway, brilliant stuff. Now it is time to hear from two heroes from that game. It's Mackenzie Carson and Poppy Cleal chatting after the game.
It's Mackenzie's first ever Premiership final, and I think he did very well. Scored a try in front of your mum that's been all the way from Canada. But yeah, it is absolutely awesome day, awesome experience. Like, we came up yesterday and stayed in a hotel together and just that time together. Shirt press last night was really special, and then to go out there and play the way we know we can. We spoke in the last end of the season about really coming home and together, and that's exactly what we did. We came home, we made 6 ways, a little bit like Stonex, and we brought the trophy home.
Yeah, it's just been fantastic. I mean, this is what everyone wants to win. You know, this is where everyone wants to be at the end of the season, and it's been a long season. And I think, you know, the last few weeks have been tough in terms of, you know, we lost to Exeter away, and that was a pretty tough pill to swallow. So to come back and put that kind of result on them, you know, this time around was pretty amazing.
Yeah, so when we were in at half time, it was quite funny because it was exactly the same mirror image of the Northampton final. And I was like, we've been here, we've done that. And what happened last time is we shut them out and we won the game. So we knew that we had that in us. They were going to come up strong. They had 40 minutes of their season to go, and you know, that squad probably won't be together next year. So yeah, when we came out, we knew we needed the next score, and up stepped Mac for absolute beauty in the final. But yeah, that second half was mirror image of the first half, and it was an awesome experience to play in.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just fantastic. I think that's part of the Saracen way, is being able to close out games like that. You know, it's never over until it's over, and I think that at halftime, like Poppy said, we really, our focus was to not let them get back in the game, and I think we did that right after half, and you know, got that good score on the board, and just carried that through. So it was really good to not let them back into the game.
Yeah, we came in completely confident, but not overconfident. You know, like Mackenzie said, that was a reality check going down there and losing in the way we did. So we came back and we knew it was going to be tough. Coming into this final, everyone said that, you know, were we favourites, were they favourites with their string of performances and their last set of games, or were we? And it was, you know, we just knew that we could control everything. We had to control what we could control and let everyone else do the talking and speaking about it. And, you know, they came here, and I'm pretty sure it didn't feel like, it felt like they came to Saracens. The crowd, yeah, like they were absolutely awesome. When we came off the bus, I don't know who they were, but they'd got these little confetti shooters, and we walked out to the bus, just red and black confetti everywhere. So it was pretty cool to see how many people traveled to support us, and that's massive for us. Obviously, coming all the way from London out to this neck of the woods, it was pretty special to see. I actually said it was epic. Yeah, look, ultimately, if we had lost that final today, we would have, you know, not reaped any rewards for all our hard work. We owed it to the staff, we owed it to the supporters, we owed it to each other to make sure we went out there today and won it. And you know, we had to right that wrong of last year, and it's just made the whole season worthwhile. We said in the build-up we've never been this tight as a group, and I think that, you know, it's so special to share it with these sort of people and get the win.
Yeah, definitely. In the build-up too, we said we had something like 36, 37 injuries throughout the season, and that's a massive blow, right, to the team. So it takes the depth of the squad to get us to this point, and so it's really special to, you know, finally get the win. And all the hard work that we put in winning the league doesn't mean anything if you fall short at the end. So yeah, it's pretty special to get her done.
Brilliant stuff there from Mackenzie Carson and Poppy Cleal, legends forever now. But now it's time to talk about the men's semi-final this Saturday. Let's get the view from inside the men's squad from defence coach, Sarries legend, first guest on the first huddle. It's Adam Powell.
Here he
Hi,
is.
guys.
Hi, Adam. You okay?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. I'm good.
That's good.
You guys all
That's
right?
good. I wish I was as relaxed as you.
We're all being really nervous. Yes, I'm hoping the atmosphere inside the squad isn't like everybody else going, ah. How is it? How is everyone? How's it going?
Oh, it's been really good. It's these are the weeks you want to be in. It's why you. I mean, you obviously mentioned I was first on. That game was in September now, wasn't it? The first league game of the season, and you do all that work so you can be involved in these weeks. And no, the prep's been good so far. We've got one more training day tomorrow, and then on to Saturday.
Excellent. And in general, are weeks like this different? You talk about, you know, almost the marathon that is the league and the programme through the winter. I always used to say, if you're still playing rugby in May, then you're doing something right. We've spilled into June now. I mean, is it different? Is there a different crackle about the place?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I say, it's what you want to be in all year, what you're working for all year, and when these big games come around, and we're lucky as well because it's a big derby game, so it's just everything thrown in and a home semi. Like, there's definitely that extra bit of excitement in the air. But I think that's where it's good to have the amount of experience I think we've got in the room, where the guys are used to being in these big occasions and understanding that ultimately it's just a game of rugby on the weekend and you've got to play. You just got to do all the little things correct and put in a group.
Oh, he said a bit of a break up. Sorry, no, your connection's got a bit dodgy there. No, don't worry. It is special because it's Quins, you're right.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, do you know what? For me, perfection would be if it was a sort of Quins-Exeter amalgamation and we destroyed them together. Do you know what I mean? So at the end, Danny Kerr and Tony Rowe are both crying.
Oh, both upset,
I mean, is there that feeling within the squad, with this Saracen squad, that they do have those edgy relationships with other teams like Quins or like Exeter? Or is it just sort of...
Yeah, I think so. Like, but these are rivalries built up because it's two good sides. I mean, for Exeter for all those years, they were a good team, and you knew if you were going to achieve what you want to achieve, you'd have to beat them. And now it's the same with Quins. Last year, they obviously won the title and did really well. This year, they've been good all season. They've got some fantastic players. So, yeah, there's definitely some sort of added extras in there. But ultimately, it's two good rugby sides, and it's going to make for a brilliant game on Saturday. And also, I just want to mention, you obviously brought up Exeter not having the chance to beat them, or luckily enough, the women did a job last week, didn't they? So I just want to say congratulations to them and all the players, all the coaches in the women's team. I thought they were outstanding in their last two games.
That was absolutely fantastic. I think the women could pay a visit to the men's training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Get in there and go, yeah, it was easy.
Yeah. Do the pep talk for us. I mean, you mentioned, Adam, obviously Quins being reigning champions, local derby, two great sets of passionate fans as well. Off the pitch, what do you want from us, the fans? What's our contribution? What can we do on Saturday?
I think Northampton game was brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant atmosphere at the Northampton game. I thought it was a really good day. Obviously, there's lots of tries scored. I was happy until the last 6 minutes with the tries that scored. But I think that's the atmosphere we want. Just getting behind us non-stop, because, like I said, they were good sides. So the game's going to have ups and downs, and hopefully you guys enjoy it and you can get behind us. And the more you do, the better it spurs the boys on.
I think that's it. That's key. Over 80 minutes, you're incredibly lucky as a team to dominate 1 to 80.
Yeah.
Every side is going to have a purple patch. Yeah. And I think as coaches, as players, keeping your head, sticking to your game plan, and as fans, using that energy to feed into the players and really get behind them and lift them and not go quiet on them if things maybe aren't going our way for 5 or 10 minutes, because it's probably going to happen at some stage, isn't it? You know, I think we've got to be as consistent as you guys.
Yeah, they're a good side, and also remember, like, this is where we want to get back to, isn't it? Home semis, and that's what we've been talking about. So, look, you know, I'll have them nerves and that excitement, and I know you guys will as well as supporters. But I think, remember to enjoy it. It's a home semi. Hopefully, it'll be a nice sunny day. It's in June. It's a local derby. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the game.
God, I'm feeling a bit comforted talking to Adam.
It's very reassuring, isn't it?
Can we come and talk to you before the game? Where are you going to be? We'll come in the dressing room and go, sort of to get a bit of the atmosphere.
Before the game, I don't think I'll be this relaxed.
No, maybe not. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Fantastic to speak to you and comforting.
Yes.
I've enjoyed it. We will be in full voice. We're going to go full nutty.
All the best come 1:30 Saturday.
Brilliant.
We got this.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy it on Saturday.
Cheers. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
You were bringing up there about what fans can do. I mean, there are some things, aren't there, that the SSA are preparing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, we've made that north end of the ground our home with the Oasis. It's a great place to come and congregate pre-match. But they're a little bit earlier this week. The players will be coming down from their pre-warm-up meeting and entering onto the pitch in that north-east corner.
Yeah.
So if you are nearby, if you do fancy coming along a little bit earlier, we'll be cheering the players onto the pitch and just showing them what it means to us as well. As Adam says, we've played a long season. We've waited 2 years for this.
Yeah.
You know, there is an element of redemption. I don't care what people say. That's what the players want. They want to show everybody we're back, and it was never about anything other than...
But it was also the thing that Adam said of going, this is where we want to be. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, you know I'm a big pessimist. I expect, I would have been happy. I know I shouldn't be. I'd have been happy with about 6th.
Yeah.
I'd have gone, that's lovely.
Yeah.
We're coming back. We're
Yeah.
finding our way back into it.
Yeah.
They've so exceeded expectations to come back from being in the Championship and having to, just even that mental readjustment and the hatred they get when they go away. And I mean, everybody gets it at Gloucester.
We all
but
feed off it a little bit, don't we? But let's feed in some positive energy. So
Exactly.
11:45, that northeast corner.
This is gonna
get
make it
yourself
even
down there, get them onto the pitch, show them what it means to us as well.
But this is going to make it harder for me to not drink until after the game.
Well-
Because I'm going to go, once I'm excited and I go, I just need a pint to calm down.
There
and
is
then
a
it's all
coffee.
over.
There is a
I go,
coffee stand in that corner as well.
Okay, so I'll be on the coffee. But yeah, nice positive love for the team as
That's
they
it,
arrive.
yeah,
And
yeah,
no sort of,
yeah.
come on!
And bring the noise and bring the colour. I mean, how many flags have we all got at home in the garage? Bring them.
Yeah.
Let's show these players exactly what it means to us. You know, there's been some really memorable matches here. You know, the Glasgow European match when we expanded the capacity and what have you. You know,
You brought that one up, and that's one where
did you miss that one?
No, I missed it.
Oh.
I bought. I didn't have a season ticket then, but I bought tickets and had to give them to a friend because I had work.
Yeah.
So thanks.
No
He
problem.
really enjoyed it. He's not even a proper rugby fan.
fantastic atmosphere,
Yeah.
and I reckon we can top the noise. 15,000 people made that day. I reckon we can top that noise on Saturday.
We've all got to channel the sort of, the sort of nutty fans, the
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of the Niges, the guys
Yeah.
that wear pith helmets. Try and be like them. Channel the really and saying stupid things, or even when you get excited. And
Well,
do you remember when
yeah.
you cheered for the wrong player in the women's game? Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up again.
He was going, yes, Sarah,
Yeah.
come on, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, it
Same
was
hairstyle,
Yeah,
other
okay.
side of the pitch.
Okay, brilliant. Anyway, brilliant. No, well, Steve, we're inspired. We're all going to turn up early.
That's it.
We're all going to be in full voice.
Bring the noise.
Now it's time for Ask a Saracen. This is your opportunity to ask a member of the squad all the juicy questions you wanted an answer to. This week, one of my favourite players. He's achieved so much already. There's so much ahead of him. He's a gentle giant off the field and a monster on it. It's Nick Isiekwe.
Hi, this is Nick Isiekwe, and this is Ask a Saracen. Let's go.
Lazowski to Malins, offloads the ball to Isiekwe. Isiekwe shows and goes.
So Andrew, via email, what has been the best part of being back together as a group this season? I think just reconnecting with everybody. Obviously it was a tough time for us, but yeah, everyone coming back together and reconnecting and everyone having a common goal, which has been nice, and obviously seeing friends as well, so it's good. John Manning via Twitter, congrats on celebrating your 100th appearance during the season. Which one of the 100 plus appearances you've made for Saracen so far stands out as your favourite? Thank you very much, first and foremost. Thank you. Let me think. Probably the final in Newcastle. That was pretty special. And the celebrations afterwards, obviously Goody's three-day bender. But no, that's probably one of the most special. It's unbelievable. I mean, being down, having our back against the wall, like it was obviously difficult, but yeah, the boys pulled through, and then you can see it in the faces of everyone in the change rooms afterwards. Everyone was so happy. Everyone was enjoying the moment, and you could see families as well. I was so proud of everybody. So I think that's what made it so special. So Mark Spencer via Twitter. Who do you room with on away trips and why? I room with Benel by default. I don't think I've ever asked to, but no, we've kind of come through together, and we've been in the system the whole time together, so that's kind of why. He's actually very clean, very tidy, very organised. Yeah, no, he's actually a very good roommate, so I can't complain. At YNG Beanpole via Instagram, what's the best way to get better at scrummaging as a lock? I think just listening to your coaches, listening to what they say, all the different pointers, and also listening to the props, because ultimately they're they're the ones that are doing the business at the front. So you kind of have to give them what they need, and hopefully they'll feed back to the coaches telling them that you're good at your job. So I think listening to props is actually the most important thing. Push as hard as you can, and that was the big one. I think I remember Petrus Duplessis when I was younger just saying push as hard as you can and don't stop pushing. The scrum tractor, but no, that's kind of it really. Just listen to what they say, listen to what your coach say about techniques, little things that you can tune up. But yeah, that's probably the most important thing. Josh Gratton via Instagram. Any tips for a flanker learning to ruck better? Tips for a flanker to ruck better. Rucky is a I'd say it's probably more of a mindset. Sometimes when you've got there a bit late and the opposition have won the race over the ball, you just have to have intent just to hit it as hard as you can, and I suppose trying to get lower than your opposite man as well. Winning the high ball is key. Chrissy via email. We loved your art skills in the Challenge Accepted series. What other skills do you have besides rugby? I back myself as quite a good COD player. I mean, I'm not the best here, but I'll put myself maybe in the top 5. No, what else? I like football. I like playing football, but hobbies like that, I actually can't think of the top of my head. But I did like drawing in school quite a lot. So, Gareth Baxter via Twitter. Thanks for always stopping for a chat and a picture with my daughter Lily Rose after every home game. Her question is, what is your favourite topping on a pancake? No worries. What is my favourite topping? I don't have many pancakes, but a golden syrup. Yeah, and maybe a little bit is like sugar, sprinkled sugar. Yeah, I like that. This is Duza via Twitter. Who is the hardest player to play against? No, I wouldn't say player. I'd say probably team. Sail away is always quite difficult. Going up there, it's always tough. Yeah, they always seem to play their best against us. So sail away, I'd say, is probably the hardest team. I don't really have a player that I can think of. Yeah, it's always one for the forwards. It's always one for the pack. That game, always trying to get one up on each other. So it's good. Laura Herity via Facebook. What has been your most memorable moment on a rugby pitch? I think actually when I was younger, I was at my school playing field. We didn't really play rugby at our school, but I was at my school playing field, and I just remember, like, I always go back to this memory, but just like asking myself, how am I going to play for Saracens, and like just thinking like it's quite a long way away. But I always revert back to that memory whenever I'm feeling low or whatever. But that's it's not a specific game, but I just remember being on the pitch at that time and having that in the back of my head. Joshua Andrews via Instagram. What is it like being called up to the England squad for the first time, and who did you tell first? Unbelievable. I was quite young at the time. I think I'd only played like 3 or 4 games, but I just remember being over the moon. I was very nervous, very nervous. Like I didn't really know what to expect. I remember telling my mum, and she started crying. That was a nice feeling, but unbelievable like pride, and you just kind of want to do your family proud kind of thing. So. Dan via email. There have been some great performances in front of fans this season at Stonex. How much would it mean to do it against Harlequins in that semi-final? It would mean everything. Obviously, we like to try and remain like as constant as possible, but it's a massive game. We know like it's kind of win or go home part of the season, so it's massive for us internally. Massive for us to show the best of ourselves and show what we've been kind of culminating to this part of the season, and I can't wait to get out there and hopefully do you guys proud. So thank you very much for your questions. I hope you can support us for the rest of the season and at Stonex this weekend. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Now it's time for my moment of the week. for me, Steve, it's got to be just about one person.
Absolutely,
I know we
yeah,
said the whole
yeah.
women's team was fantastic,
Yeah.
but one person was head and shoulders, I thought, just above the game. She was at a different level. Marley Packer, brilliant in attack, defence, turnovers, swearing, crying at the end. She is just the most perfect rugby player.
She's got everything, hasn't she? Quadruple threat. Yeah, she's grown as a person and a player this year, and she's such a dominant force in amongst that pack, but across the whole 23 on a match day. You know, we've had the privilege of listening to her during the match, constantly talking, encouraging, motivating, driving that team forward. She's like Brad Barrett. She's talismanic, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's really got that sense about her. I joked in Marseille that if Will Skelton doesn't want you to have a 5th star on your shirt, you don't get one. Because he beat Leinster for Saracens, and then he beat them again with La Rochelle. Marley's the same. If Marley wants to win, you're winning, and that's. I don't think we've run out of superlatives for her, haven't we?
She is amazing, and I think, and I don't want to look forward too much because I'm terrible with predictions. I think she's going to be massive for England in the World Cup and hugely important that she stays fit. And again, I mean. we haven't done a show since the semi when Poppy Cleal did. Poppy Cleal was great as well. So
another fantastic.
You know, we had the idea of the Cleal movie of Poppy and Bryony Cleal. We might have to make a sequel as well called Packer. Packer.
That's got something about it, isn't it?
I also think she is. I know I keep talking about building statues, and the Brad Barrett statue. And who else did I say? I said someone else, didn't I? Brad Barrett might be married, but also with Poppy Cleal as well. But also with Marley Packer, she's the best candidate for a statue because she's shorter than those guys.
Save on bronze.
Exactly. You save on materials. Marley Packer statue. Let's get funding. Let's get this going. Brilliant. Well, look, that's it for another season. Isn't it?
Almost.
We don't have another show, do we?
I'm not sure, but
let's
hope.
Do.
Let's
we
hope.
might do. It's all up in the air.
Let's hope we've got another game to talk about.
Exactly.
And of course, if people haven't had enough of you already, they can always come along to the Stonex.
Yes.
Next Wednesday evening, the 15th, where we've got our wonderful Stand Up and Walk comedy night with none other than host of the Huddle, raising funds for the amazing Sports Foundation and the Race to the Tower team. So drop us an email, stephenacummins@hotmail.co.uk if you fancy coming along.
It's your chance to get your revenge. When I say something stupid on this show, you can actually see me live and shout back at me. Well, I've also got to say, we also have a Quins fan on the bill, David Whitney, who is going to be on the bill as a comic, and he's going to be at the game as well, and he's also going to be on stage. So we need to win, because he's unbearable if they're going to win. So anyway, we've got
added motivation.
And we've got Alex Austerberry as well, who's actually is a sort of Sarries fan, a little bit of a Bath fan, but I'm the only real Sarries fan. So just be nicer to me when you come to the comedy night. Anyway, thank you again to all our guests, Alex Austerberry, Adam Powell. Thank you, Steve, for being absolutely magnificent as ever. Please keep an eye on the Saracens social media channels @Saracens, #TheHuddle, to find out when the next episode will be, because even we don't know. Congratulations once again to the women's team for just being fantastic. That performance, I just think, was brilliant last Friday. They deserve all the plaudits. Thank you for giving us the trophy. And just let's make the Stonex really loud on Saturday for the semi-final. Good luck to all the team, and fingers crossed that we're going to be at Twickenham on the 18th as well. So come on, boys! Let's bow out with another great listography.
Hello, mate. How's it going, mate?
Oh, yeah. Three things a player might say to a referee.
Depends which player. I can't think of anything.
Have you done anything yet?
No. Jeez.
I'll take a bit of time then. I'm thinking like a general buzz chat before the match. All right, mate. How's it going, mate?
Oh, yeah.
So first one is just generic. Sir, get him onside. That's what every player says, pretty much, because he's always offside. You've got that?
I put he's never onside. Just it's an easy one to try and.
Definitely. Yeah. And then my next two, generally around front row chat. So I'm thinking definitely Richard Barrington before the match, front row chat. How you going, mate? All right, mate. How's it? That's a bit of a chat on with him, and then again, generally front row. That's him pulling it down, sir. So
Mate, Baz to the ref pre-game. All right, boy, how's it going? And so he's pulling it down. Mate, that's 3 out of 3, that.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
3 coach killers. So 3 things players do that are considered a coach killer.
What's the one that's a proper stinker? Think of Jackson Ray.
Bouncing off his chest.
We've got drop the restart, so after you've scored, drop it.
Yeah, drop ball. I think we have that. That's what I was thinking, not just random drop ball.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Not rolling away.
Simple pen.
Yeah. And throwing not straight.
I see, yeah. I got the wrong roll, somebody turning up in the wrong place. So that generally is what kills Kev. So not myself, that's just because I'm sat next to him getting, I can't believe he's turned up in the wrong place again. So yeah, that's possibly that one.
So how many there?
2.
We're taking 2 from that, definitely.
Yeah. 5 post-game beverage choices.
5. Oh. Have you gone different types of beers or?
Can't tell you.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Okay, so.
Wolfpack times 5 pints.
Oh.
Is that not?
I've gone lager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cherry Active. Yeah, that's the sort of thing the S&C's come and try and give you, and you're like, mate, nah. I've got tequila, soda and lime. That's my favourite, and you watch the rig, and Guinness and red wine to relax the muscles. Yeah, so just one
lager.
there.
We've got
one
it.
there. One
Lager
there,
times
one
5 lager.
One there. Yeah.
5. Wolfpack. Yeah, we don't need any more. Well, what do you want? Why would you want to drink any of that?
Sweet, we're done.
That's not a paid ad.